Will say this is with Bitcoin, it was looking real weak over here in March, and then we got the banking crisis, and that really gave new life to Bitcoin, right? And again, you're seeing today some issues with the banks. Bitcoin's bouncing a little; it's not getting much of a bounce, but the one positive, and again, even though I'm overall negative over the next few months on it, the positive is the banking crisis just lends more credence to why you need Bitcoin, why you need cryptocurrencies to be able to get away from these banks and what they're doing and the risky bets they're taking and have your money secure in something like a Bitcoin. So I think longer term, at least, it's a very positive thing for Bitcoin.
In an interview, cryptocurrency trading expert Gareth Soloway shared his closely monitored approach to tracking Bitcoin price movements. Soloway analyzes charts to uncover patterns and trends, and has made predictions for Bitcoin and Ether amidst current financial turmoil. Despite struggling to surpass the psychological level of $30,500, which was also the low point in 2021, Bitcoin has recently experienced a surge in value and is approaching the $30,000 mark. Soloway referred to this level as a crucial technical and psychological barrier for Bitcoin, and breaking past it would be very bullish. However, he also noted that if Bitcoin cannot break past this level, there is still an opening for it to go down to the $12,000 to $13,000 level, or even lower. Soloway believes that Bitcoin has the potential to be an amazing protection asset against global issues, but it is not quite there yet.
Now, so the big level I've been watching is this 30,500 level, and this level goes all the way back. I'm going to get rid of this level here. So if you go back to the beginning of that mega run up in early 2021, then we had that collapse where we hammered on this level here. We then went up, and then we actually bear flagged before breaking down. So the 30,500 level to me is that line in the sand. The market on Bitcoin tried to get over it, and it couldn't. It stalled out. We fell. We now bounced. Now we're kind of falling again. So for me, that was a line where I would say if we got above and stayed above, the low of 15.7 is probably the low. We haven't done that yet. So I'm not convinced that Bitcoin has bottomed. And in fact, even though there's so much bullishness out there on crypto, I would just remind people that if you go back to 2018, 2019, there were bounces that were bigger than this bounce in Bitcoin, right? I mean, we had a $3,500 low on Bitcoin. We then went near 10,000 before retracing to 3,500. That's almost a 3x, right? Mm-hmm. So yes, it's a great bounce, but it's not abnormal for a bear market bounce cycle.
The recent banking crisis in the US has led to a renewed interest in cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. The Bitcoin price has surged back to $30,000 after experiencing significant fluctuations this month. In response to increased institutional activity, the Ethereum price has also rebounded. This has been seen as a catalyst for a huge $2 trillion Bitcoin prediction, and some experts believe that the crypto winter is finally over. The sudden increase in prices is seen as a positive development for the cryptocurrency market.
To me, when I look at Ethereum's chart, is the difference between it and Bitcoin, right? So we've seen in Bitcoin where it made this 30,000, the 30,000 high was the high. Here in Ethereum, it was about 2,150. We then had a pullback, and then we kind of retested 30,000. Ethereum never did that. And so the first thing that tells me on Bitcoin versus Ethereum is that Bitcoin is seeing a little bit of extra money flow from the banking crisis, while Ethereum is really not seeing much of that. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you have a very clear bear flag here. We started to break lower. You still have support here at 1,800. But if this 1,800 gives way, you're going right to 1,700 and then eventually to 1,500. So for me, looking at this is much more of a bearish chart to me. Bitcoin to me also has downside, but it's not as bearish as the Ethereum chart.
Bitcoin's price has remained stable as April comes to a close, making it difficult to predict its short-term direction despite the potential for increased volatility due to lower weekend liquidity. Gareth Soloway has noticed this trend, and his insights provide valuable information for those interested in monitoring Bitcoin's movements. Meanwhile, governments and central banks worldwide are exploring central bank digital currencies inspired by Bitcoin and other digital currencies. China is currently leading the way with its digital yuan, but critics have expressed concerns that CBDCs will give governments unprecedented power to surveil and control citizens. According to Gareth Soloway, the introduction of CBDCs by governments could lead to significant developments in the cryptocurrency market, including the entry of major players.
Look at what Coinbase is doing. Coinbase is suing the Securities Exchange Commission, the SEC, because they're saying, hey guys, we've asked you a million times for the rules. We'll follow the rules. We just need to know the rules. And they're still not getting the rules.
Right.
And so to me, what this is telling me is that the government wants to get the CBDC out there to get a foothold before they give the clarity in the crypto markets, because once they give clarity in the crypto markets, then the big players are going to start getting in and starting establishing the crypto sphere, the Bitcoin as the place to be. And so they need the CBDC to launch first so that they can get a foothold first. And by the way, this is exactly what China did, right? China essentially said, hey, we're going to get rid of or outlaw Bitcoin. And what do? They launched the digital yuan. Now the digital yuan has a foothold in China. It's being used as kind of a reserve currency with other countries. Now they're like, okay, Bitcoin is now okay because we have that foothold with our CBDC.
If Bitcoin manages to surpass the 30,500 level, the resistance trend line becomes weaker with each attempt. It's comparable to repeatedly hitting a door. Although the possibility of Bitcoin breaking higher is still low, it is increasing with each try. With this, we conclude our video. What are your thoughts on Gareth Soloway's perspective about the surge of Bitcoin and Ethereum during a financial crisis? Feel free to share your opinion in the comments section below. For more daily dose crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.